This is so stupid. Listen, okay, I didn't have a ukulele. This is the best that I have. I don't even know if I'm holding this right. I've never played an instrument before in my life. Alright, that's enough. Hey everybody. So, I've been making several shitty-ass fucking podcasts every week for about half a decade now, which feels completely batshit insane to say, but it's true. With that being the case, I've done a lot of shit talking. Hours upon hours of unregulated verbal diarrhea has been spewed from my vocal cords to the people of the internet for years about all the things I don't like. I literally did a whole 109 episode show called Largest Issue in the Galaxy, where all we did was complain about things we don't like and argue why our thing we don't like is worse than the things the other people don't like. So yeah, a lot of shit talking. Throughout the years, I've taken some pretty strong stances against a lot of things, not all of which I necessarily agree with anymore. A prime example is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. As I said in the last video, I actually wrote a script for... Yikes. Maybe I shouldn't go at Demi so hard for not finishing any scripted videos for her main channel. I guess that's the first thing I have to apologize about today. Sorry, Demi. Anyway, so in that video, I recounted how I used to not be in favor of that game. I spent a lot of time on my old Pokemon podcast and in the early days of Pokemon Variety Hour talking shit about how Pokemon Let's Go looked like a shit game, how the catching mechanics were hokey, and the requirements to get into gyms were absolutely an unacceptable form of hand-holding and babying that I couldn't possibly forgive. Obviously, that impression has significantly softened, and now having gotten hands-on time with the game myself, I think it's amazing. I had the same experience with another Pokemon game, Sun and Moon. I bought Moon when it came out, and the Enhanced Ultra Moon when that dropped. I didn't get into either, and I spent podcast time running my mouth about how the games were garbage. One day though, my good friend Penguin Mage gave me an eShop gift card to use to purchase an Alola game. I didn't have room on my SD card for an Ultra game, so I grabbed regular Sun. Upon giving it a fair shake, once I got past the first couple of hours, which are a little slow and tutorial heavy, which is probably what soured me the first couple times, I found the game to be one of the best experiences the Pokemon series has to offer. The beginning is rough, sure, but that's the case for a lot of JRPGs. Even some of the more heralded Pokemon games themselves. I mean really, most of the time I feel like I'd rather drag my nuts across a field of broken glass than play up to the first gym in Pokemon Platinum again. But once you get past that point, the game is amazing. Anyway, I'll spare everybody from further Pokemon talk. The point I'm trying to make is, with time comes maturity. Change. Sometimes opinions that I've passionately held end up changing. Today, I'm here to apologize about a few of the things I've wrongfully hated on. To admit these things is to wound my precious pride, but hey, fuck it, I needed some content. Yup, this is where we're starting. Occasionally, I've been known to jump on bandwagons of hate. One of those bandwagons is the Fotnite hate bandwagon. It was trendy across edgy internet circles to shit all over this game, and I was no exception. To be fair, I did play the game, and at the time I did legitimately feel the things that I was saying. The game's aesthetics weren't pleasing to me, there was a lot of Zoomer cringe content, it was a multiplayer shooter game, which is a genre I already had an issue with. The whole 100 people thing was an interesting concept, but overall the game was boring. And yet, I kept playing. I did a whole series of streams that I called Abort Night, where I played Fortnite. But I didn't like it though! Of course I didn't! Well, when I look back, I think this might be a Squidward Krabby Patty situation. It's like when Demi and I were watching 2.5 Men last year. She would constantly complain that the show sucked and it wasn't funny, and yet we got to the point where she was the one convincing me to watch it with her. It's this phenomenon where you like something, but something about it makes you feel this weird guilt or insecurity about liking it. So you convince everyone else, and maybe even yourself, that you don't like it actually. I think this is what happened with me in Fortnite. I've been kind of on and off about this too. It's like the 5 stages of grief. Denial. No. I don't like Fortnite. That's ridiculous. Ha! Me like Fortnite can't be true. Anger. You've got to be fucking kidding me. There is no way that I'm softening on fucking Fortnite. This game is completely Zoomer garbage, a disgrace. Bargaining. Okay, I mean, obviously there are some things I can respect about Fortnite. There are aspects of the game and how it's developed over time that obviously deserve recognition. That doesn't mean I like the game, though. That would be silly. Depression. Was I really wrong about this game all this time? It's practically been a defining part of my personality to shit on this game. Could I really have been wrong all along? Acceptance. Yes, I was. So, recently I've gotten back into Fortnite after a bit of time away. I've had on and off love affairs with it over the years where I've spent time playing it but continued to deny that I've grown a fondness for it. Playing it recently though, I think I'm finally ready to just swallow my pride and admit that I was wrong. Fortnite has always been a fun game. The base Battle Royale game is fun, both as a time waster when alone and a really fun group activity with friends that you can enjoy for $0. That's another aspect of Fortnite that I really like. A lot of freemium games lock real gameplay features behind incessant paywalls. Fortnite doesn't suffer from this issue. All of the stuff that's behind a paywall is fully aesthetic, and if you don't want any of that shit, you don't need it. The game functions exactly the same playing it for no money. You just don't get to look like all your favorite pop culture characters or have cool pickaxes. As someone who fucking hates intrusive microtransactions, and no, I will never change my mind on that, I admire this. Another thing I really like is the expansion of community-generated content. I have found myself legitimately blown away by all the user-generated game modes that have been created. The game has expanded greatly since its launch due to these features. Now there's so many crazy maps and game modes to explore. It's a lot of content to explore for the non-existent price tag. So yeah, overall, I'm sorry Fortnite, I was unfair to you. I will say that adding hostile bots to the main Battle Royale map was fucking stupid though. I mean really, the whole point of the fucking game is that you're fighting 100 real people. I've had many a conversation about the merits and lack thereof of certain fast food establishments. In some of these conversations, the topic of Wawa has come up. For those unfamiliar, Wawa is a gas station, but they also serve food. It's like one step above a 7-Eleven type establishment with griller items. The food part is just a little more of a highlight. They have sandwiches and fancy stuff, you know. In the past, I've always immediately dismissed Wawa. I refuse to even classify it as a fast food joint at all. I don't even remember why I was so mean about it. I guess I felt like a gas station didn't deserve to be recognized amongst real restaurants. Plus I think somebody may have gotten me one shitty cold sandwich there that I thought really sucked. Those things combined gave me the impression that the food selection at Wawa was completely without merit. That was until the day that everything changed. You see, I'm a fat fuck.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
And I also have a crippling addiction to spending money. For these reasons, one of my favorite apps is Uber Eats. Now, I am addicted to spending money, but I'm also a deal chaser. I want to get a lot of bang for all that buck. One day, Wawa was having a sale. At this point, on days I needed to re-up on my diet soda supply, I would usually make an order from 7-Eleven. A couple of 2 liters and some mini tacos for breakfast. Shout out to the 7-Eleven mini tacos, by the way, they be slapping. Anyway, so because they were having a sale, I figured fuck it. I'll get my 2 liters there and pick something for breakfast. I figured it was gonna suck, but it's whatever, you know? I ended up getting a chicken biscuit sandwich, and instead of getting it plain or with honey like a normal person would for breakfast, I had buffalo sauce, mustard, and jalapenos on that bad boy. I am a madman. It was amazing.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
That isn't even the best part, though. The Wawa smoothies, bro? God tier. You can get little mango boba bubbles in there, and it's pure bliss. I would die for a Wawa smoothie at any given time. Needless to say, I've gone from a virgin Wawa hater to a Chad Wawa enjoyer. A real Wawa head I am now. I'm sorry, Wawa. I didn't realize you were actually amazing the whole time. I also cursed the name of whoever got me that shitty cold sandwich. I never realized what that bad first impression had me missing out on. God, I love Wawa smoothies. Writing this part of the script has me craving a Wawa smoothie now. God damn it.
People ask how I'm doing. very suicidal.
ISOM centers around a man named Avery, a superpowered being who is perfectly content staying out of the superhero business and focusing on his ranch.
His ranch?
Yeah.
Riley,
Yeah,
why do you like this character?
I don't. What?
You like ranch?
Yeah, no, I don't. Ranch is vile.
Ranch
like
is
ranch?
delicious.
Hey, that's a part of the Riley Cord wiki now. He likes ranch, guys.
No, I hate ranch. I think ranch is fucking disgusting. It's the grossest thing I've ever...
No. Riley loves ranch, guys.
No, it's not true. It can't be. What you just heard is a clip from the most recent episode of my podcast, The Issue Crew, as of writing. The guest, Crow Royalty, when we discussed a character who has a ranch like the type of place, joked about my hate for the condiment. It is a well-known fact that I hate ranch. It's vile. That's what I've always said. Ranch is vile. The thing is, across several confrontations like this, I started to wonder, silently, to myself, do I even remember what ranch tastes like? I've had ranch-flavored snacks like Doritos and Bugles, and I like those things. But I've always had it in my head that the taste profile of real ranch was completely different. Just one day after that Issue Crew was recorded, though, my perception of life itself was shattered. Every Tuesday, I go out to dinner with my friend Patrick. Our most common choice of restaurant by far is the local Chili's.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Our order there was usually the same thing for a very long time. I got the Big Bacon Barbecue Burger, and Patrick got Steak Bacon Ranch Quesadillas. Now, my first clue that this was coming probably would be that I always liked those quesadillas. I justified it in my head like, well, there's obviously not much ranch in these, they just taste like steak and cheese. Maybe that was copium. Now, recently, the Big Bacon Barbecue Burger was actually taken off of the Chili's menu, so the last few visits I've had to do a bit more thinking about what I order. Rest in peace, Big Bacon Barbecue Burger. When I was stoned out of my mind, you were like hot, smoky barbecue heaven. Anyway, so this time I decided to order my own plate of quesadillas. Now, these quesadillas also come with ranch dipping cups. I obviously had no intention of using mine. In fact, when the food first came, I gave my ranch dipping cup to Patrick. Then, like a PTSD flashback, that conversation from that Issue Crew flashed in my head. With it, so too did that self-doubt about whether I even knew what is a ranch. I decided that I couldn't live with the question anymore. I politely asked for my ranch back, and I very meekly went to try it. It's like a game of taste Russian roulette, except the bullet is an awful, shitty taste that I'd have to try to guzzle down Diet Coke to get out of my mouth. Something that I incidentally had to do with an alcoholic beverage later in the night because I'm a massive pussy. Anyway, folks, so I very cautiously dipped my fork into the ranch cup, and with fear in my heart, and having not quite decided what outcome would be worse, I gave it a lick. Uh-oh. That's not bad. At least I don't think it was. I didn't get very much in my mouth. I voiced this to Patrick. Try it on the quesadilla, he says. Okay. I give the quesadilla a generous dip, deciding I have to go all in on this, and... fuck. I like ranch. I immediately knew how embarrassing this was.
How embarrassing!
On a podcast that wasn't even out yet, recorded on the previous evening, I shit-talked ranch like I always had. And by the time the episode dropped, it wasn't even accurate anymore. This is a career ender. I don't know if I can come back from this. Ranch shit-talking is one of my iconic bits. I use it for Quiplash, I do it on podcasts and YouTube videos. No more. I'm a fraud. I'm so sorry. I hope Ranch and those who support it will be able to find it in their hearts to forgive me as I move into this new career era of condiment honesty. Kill yourself. So there you have it. These are a couple things that I've wrongfully hated on over my years as an internet funny man. There are surely more, so perhaps a sequel video will be in order someday. I guess it's not so bad to be wrong, you know? I'm a big advocate for positivity, and I guess realizing that I like some of the things that I hate breeds more of that into my life. If you hate something, but you don't really have a firm grasp on why, give it another shot. Who knows? You just might be surprised. Thanks for watching, gamers. See you next time.